Now at 6, we've got some ways to make sure your four-legged friends stay safe during cold weather conditions. Plus,
the temperatures are dropping, but are you ready? I'm Lonnie Walton at American Water Joplin, and I spoke to an expert, and she says there's a few safety measures you need to take in order to keep those pipes in proper working condition this winter. Stick around, I have the details coming up.
And we have an update on a couple of road improvement projects in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The new year could bring some potentially dangerous weather. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Tanya Bach. The chance of accumulating ice and snow this weekend could impact much of our area. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a look at what we can expect.
Yeah, thankfully right now it looks like 75% of the moisture we get is going to be rain, which is great news. But yeah, we're going to get a little bit of wintry weather as well, which we're going to dig into. Right now we're sitting into lower 40s. It's kind of chilly out there, but eventually we'll slide back into the mid 20s later on tonight as a cold front is shifting through. The evening looks fine, 40s, 30s across the region, and it's going to be chilly as we go into Friday. All right, let's move into the weekend. So by the noon hour on Saturday, we're going to start, you can see a little bit of pink. Freezing drizzle and drizzle will start to develop. Very light through the day, but this will increase as we get into Saturday night. Most of us will be showers and thunderstorms, but on the back side of this system, we'll get a little band of snow that's going to rotate through. We're going to be talking more about that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. With colder temperatures on the way, it's important to remember how these low temperatures affect our four-legged friends. The vet at Columbus Veterinary Clinic reminds pet owners to keep safety in mind. He says dehydration is a risk during the winter because pet water bowls left outside can freeze and leave your pet dehydrated. He also says the cold air can make their airways tighten up and cause low blood pressure.
Making sure that they're able to escape the wind is the biggest thing, because if the wind chill drops too low, they're not able to maintain their thermal neutral zone or their comfort zone for their own body temperature.
Now he says if your pet has a compromised heart or lung, they should not stay outside in very cold temperatures for longer than 30 minutes. Winter is underway, and with falling temperatures expected in the next couple of days, it's a good idea to keep an eye on those pipes if you want to stay warm and keep money in your pocket. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has more.
First of all, to let the water trickle.
Christy Barnhart is the Senior Communications Manager at Missouri American Water. Although there's always a possibility of a busted pipe, Barnhart says there are ways to prevent it.
The first thing we encourage customers to know is the location of their shutoff valve. So in the event that pipes do burst, they can shut the water off quickly.
Now you may think you're saving money by leaving that water faucet off, but if your pipes happen to burst, professionals say it can be a lot worse.
The cost of about a gallon of water is around a penny, and if you compare that versus what a water bill could be for a month if your pipes burst, there's really no comparison.
But how long should you leave the water running?
Overnight is the best time to let the water, trickle to keep the water flowing through the pipes, which prevents the freezing.
And another way to stop bursting pipes is to keep them warm.
Keeping pipes exposed to warm air, whether that be opening cabinet doors, using heat tape to wrap the pipes.
And speaking of heat tape, John Hickle, owner of Ace Hardware, is fully stocked and ready for his customers who want to get prepared.
Yeah, we're ready to go, and we have a lot in stock now, and then we get freight Monday morning, so we'll be loaded.
And he says that's not all. You should have all your ducks in a row, just in case.
Make sure your car's ready. Make sure you have, windshield wiper fluid and de-icer.
And one more thing, Barnhart says she wants her customers to know to never open the meter lid.
When they open the meter lid and expose that meter to the cold air, it can cause the meter to freeze, which just then compounds the problem.
Barnhart says you don't get much warning about pipes bursting until it's too late. But she says when the temps drop for a few days, you should be mindful of your actions. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, Barnhart also wants to emphasize the pipes inside your home are your responsibility, not the Missouri American Water's. Another essential area of winter preparation is your vehicle. Some simple ways to keep yourself and your vehicle safe are to make sure your tires have good tread and are properly inflated. Have your battery checked by a professional And also make sure your gas tank is at least half full to avoid a gas line freeze up. We have more information on getting your vehicle winter ready on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. The Missouri Highway Patrol releases its annual New Year's Eve traffic crash report. Troopers reported 0 vehicle fatalities over the holiday eve. That was out of 44 traffic crashes, 21 traffic injuries, and 50 DWIs. The numbers reflect a 30-hour counting period from 6 p.m. on Tuesday night to 11:59 Wednesday night. And there were no boating crashes or drownings during this year's holiday counting period. The Kansas Highway Patrol also releases its annual New Year's Eve traffic crash report. Troopers reported 1 non-DUI related fatal crash over the holiday eve. And they also reported 12 DUI arrests in addition to 286 citations for speeding. The numbers reflect the same counting period as the Missouri Highway Patrol. We have an update on roadwork progress in Joplin. Crews have made progress on the Zora and Duquesne intersection improvement project, with the foundation for the new roundabout taking shape. And while the roundabout has yet to open, work continues with the anticipated completion date of early 2025. Now, work also continues at the intersection of 4th Street and Murphy Boulevard. This beautification and traffic improvement project is also scheduled for completion in early 2025. Volunteers head out to Spiva Park in Joplin for a specific post-holiday cleanup project, and that's coming up. But up first,
a historic home in Joplin is renovated to honor one of the city's most famous athletes. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
Today marks the ribbon cutting of a memorabilia house honoring one of Joplin's most famous athletes. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on who Irish Johnny Copeland is and the work that has been done to highlight his legacy.
If you've driven down 4th Street in Joplin, you might have seen one of the historic homes is being renovated.
Violated major building codes, safety codes.
Before it became so run down, it was the home of a man whose name some Joplin residents may recognize, Irish Johnny Copeland. He started his boxing career in 1960 as a member of the Joplin Boys Club. By 1970, Copeland turned professional, with the lightweight earning 26 knockouts during his pro career. The boxer is a figure longtime Joplin residents know well.
It was pretty exciting to have someone live across the street from us, that was becoming very popular. We used to go and watch him up at Memorial Hall.
Copeland passed away in 2004. The team renovating his former residence hopes to make it a memorabilia home, showcasing Copeland and his career. The boxer's family has been involved in the process, touring the home and even offering up memorabilia such as practice gloves and boxing shorts. Those involved with the development of the site say it's meaningful to be able to help honor Copeland and his legacy in the boxer's hometown.
I feel the presence of Johnny's energy throughout the process, throughout doing everything, throughout all the obstacles that we ran into. He really wanted the house done. And it's a spiritual feeling that me and him, we felt throughout the journey about his legacy to be remembered. Because that's all he wanted, was people to remember him.
Keeping Johnny Copeland's legacy alive for future generations is important to everyone involved.
This is, at the end of the day, putting a footprint, if not anything, putting a footprint for the younger generation to see and remember.
Reporting in Joplin, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, the renovation team is in the review process with the National Historical Registry to try to establish Copeland's home as a landmark. If it is, they plan to turn the home into a public museum honoring Copeland. A little later, the Joplin Outlaws announced some big front office news ahead of the 2025 season. John Dales has that story and more coming up in sports.
Plus, we have a bigger storm system moving in for this weekend. I'm going to break that down. Well, it turned out to be a chilly Thursday for us today, but overall not bad for the beginning of January. Looking outside right now, it looks good. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam. Of course, we are looking right northeast through downtown Joplin. All right, through the evening hours, 40s, dropping into the 30s, a cold front sliding through, so we're going to plummet into the 20s later on tonight. But not a whole bunch going on for us. We do have a few little sprinkles kind of rotating through. A lot of this isn't even reaching the ground, but we have a weak wave kind of shifting through the region. This is all going to kind of fall apart, and then we'll start to clear out later on tonight. Next storm system, this is a bigger system, which is going to start to affect us as we get into the weekend, starting on Saturday and then lasting all the way through the weekend. All right, so let's walk you through time. Tonight, clouds get out of here by morning. We drop back cold, mid-20s. Sunshine through the morning, upper 30s by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, most of us 41, 42, 43 degrees. But we're going to have sunny skies. Tomorrow night, clouds thicken. So here's Saturday. Through the morning, we'll start to see some light drizzle popping up. Notice the temperatures, Joplin north, below freezing. So we could get a small period of light freezing drizzle. Good news here, temperatures warm above freezing through the day. So drizzle continues, but it's just going to make the roads wet, not slick. And then as we go into Saturday evening, drizzle starts to intensify a little bit. I do want to point out Nevada, Fort Scott, Iola, Yates Center, you guys hang near that freezing mark all day long, so you will see some icy conditions. Everybody else just wet. Showers, even some thunderstorms start picking up as we get into Saturday night. So this is now freezing rain. And then periods of rain into Sunday morning, still freezing rain, northern counties, everybody else rain. So here's 7 a.m. on Sunday in the pink. That is your freezing rain. As we go through the daytime hours on Sunday, that Arctic air pulls in Sunday afternoon. So we'll go from the 40s to the 20s in about an hour. With it, we'll have a band of light snow kind of rotate through, but it's going to be cold enough. Anything that does fall will definitely stick. Plus, it's going to be very windy. Wind chills are going to be very low. All right, ice potential, I think under 1/10 of an inch, which isn't a big deal. But our far northern counties, 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch. Snowfall potential with that back band on Sunday doesn't look like a lot, so I'm going to say under 2 inches, but still something we want to watch as we go through the next couple days. So this should produce some road impacts once we get into Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, then into Monday. Plus, look at this, wind chills well below zero by Monday morning. All right, day planner for you on your Friday, 28 in the morning, 37 by noon. High temp, 42, 39 Saturday with the drizzle. Possible alert day Sunday with the wintry mix, and then bitterly cold all next week.
Yeah, really cold.
Mm-hmm. Not fun.
I know. But it, like you were saying earlier, it's not. We're not looking at too much freezing rain Saturday night. Just drizzle. Just rain.
Night, yeah.
We can hold off till Sunday
Yeah.
for that. All right. Thanks, Doug. Well, as the possibility of winter weather nears, we do want to remind school, government, and church officials to test their KOAM closings login. You can find that information and more by scanning the QR code on your screen or going to KOAMnewsnow.com/closings. Well, it's not just Christmas trees and living rooms coming down. Volunteers in Joplin turned out today to help take down decorations in the city's Spiva Park. People helped unwrap lights and coil them up for next year, as well as teamed up to take down the bigger pieces. Event organizers provided hot chocolate to keep everyone warm. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws add a new member to their front office, and 5 members of the Chiefs get selected to the Pro Bowl. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
For the second consecutive offseason, the Joplin Outlaws announced some changes within their front office. Last year, Nick Weisenborn was the team's general manager. He then moved on to a new role with the league office this past fall. This morning, the Joplin Outlaws introduced Brian Flynn as their new owner and president of baseball operations. He's a former professional baseball player. Originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Flynn was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in 2011. He went on to spend 3 seasons as a major league pitcher with the Kansas City Royals from 2016 to 2019. And in a release from the Outlaws on social media, Flynn stated that some of his favorite baseball memories have come from collegiate summer teams, and went on to say, quote, "I'm excited to bring Outlaws fans top-tier summer entertainment and create unforgettable memories for our entire community." Some more news out of Joplin this afternoon. Missouri Southern volleyball head coach Kaylee Carlisle is resigning from her position after 7 seasons of leading the Lions program. In that time, Southern accumulated a record of 61-135 and 35-87 against MIAA opponents. According to a release from MSSU Athletics, former assistant Joshua Moore has been the acting head coach since October. After going a couple of weeks without any games over the holidays, Pittsburgh State men's and women's basketball both return to action tonight at home. We'll start with Pitt State women's basketball, who was ranked number 14 in the most recent Division II coaches poll. As we come on the air, the Gorillas lead Arkansas Fort Smith by 7 at halftime. Grace Pyle has 15 points in the first half for PSU. After that contest finishes up, then the PSU men's team takes on Arkansas Fort Smith. We'll have highlights and reaction from both games later tonight at 9 and 10. Well, the NFL releases the complete rosters for the 2025 Pro Bowl games today, which will take place on February 2nd in Orlando, Florida. 5 members of the Chiefs are selected to the 2025 Pro Bowl. 3 of them on the offensive line. Center Creed Humphrey, guard Joe Tooney, both are named starters. Trey Smith makes it as well, as does tight end Travis Kelce. That's his 10th Pro Bowl nod in his illustrious career. He led all players in the fan vote. And defensive end Chris Jones not only makes it as well, he was named a starter. The Chiefs also have 8 Pro Bowl alternates. They have the chance to participate if other players opt out. Now, this includes quarterback Patrick Mahomes, which marks the first time in the last 6 years that he has not made the initial cut for the Pro Bowl. In college football, the All-State Sugar Bowl playoff quarterfinal was postponed yesterday due to the aftermath of the deadly attack in New Orleans. It gets played this afternoon, and Notre Dame leads Georgia 23-10 late in the fourth quarter. The winner of that one will play Penn State in the college football playoff semifinals. I think everyone agrees, right call to not play it yesterday. Glad they were able to play it today, though.
Yeah, for sure. Safety for everyone first.
Yes, definitely.
Back to the Pro Bowl thing. Typically, teams that make it to the Super Bowl, do they participate in the Pro Bowl?
Typically, if they make it to the Super Bowl, they will not participate in the Pro Bowl.
So maybe they were just tired of putting Patrick Mahomes on the list and then not having him play.
Maybe.
All right, well, that's it for sports. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We'll have more on the investigation into the Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas. Plus, the new year ushers in a new generation. We're going to tell you more about Generation Beta and what their relationship with AI might look like. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Final check of weather.
Yeah, it's going to be fine tonight. It is going to be chilly. We're going to drop back into the mid-20s. 42 tomorrow. Drizzle on Saturday. Showers, even thunderstorms on Saturday night. And then rain over to snow on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to those 12s and 13s.
Yeah, it's going to get cold.
Oh, cold. Final sports note.
We'll have more on those Pitt State basketball games later tonight. Both Gorilla teams trying to start the new year with a win.
Yeah, hope they do. Well, thank you for watching, and we will see you right back here at 10. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.